Several hundred years ago, a family of mice lived in a small burrow. The mice could not leave their burrow during the day or find food, so they had to stay hungry all day. The reason was that the cat could easily see and hunt them. Even when the mice came out at night, they would always come out secretly. The fear of the cat hung over their heads like a sword. No matter how careful they were, the cat would sneak up on them without them even noticing, and one of their companions would become the cat's lunch or dinner. For a long time, they lived in fear. Every day, their companions were preyed upon by the cat. Finally, one night, the old mouse called a meeting in which every mouse, big or small, attended. The old mouse said, with tears in his eyes, "My friends, is it worth living in fear? What kind of life is this, that we continue to become fuel for the stomach of our beloved enemy right before our eyes, and we continue to suffer in silence?" The old mouse's voice was getting louder. He looked around. Seeing tears in the eyes of the other mice, he waved his mace in the air and said, "After all, there is a limit to suffering injustice, my friends. Think of a plan to get rid of this torment and live a free life." When the old mouse fell silent, everyone sat down with their heads together. Finally, one mouse jumped up and said, "That's it, you've thought of such a plan." All the mice said in unison, "What is that?" The mouse growled, then rubbed its neck as if it were a joke. "We will tie a bell around the cat's neck, so when it comes, it will ring, and we will know, and we will run away." All the mice started clapping happily. "Wow, brother, wow! What a great idea! You are big. You should tie the bell around the cat's neck." The mouse was ready. When the time came for the cat to come, he took the bell and stood outside the hole. The cat came closer. The mouse's legs were shaking. His hands were shaking. The bell was out of his hand. He ran into the hole. The cat saw the prey escape and returned, but the brave mouse was in a bad mood. All the mice were standing around him and laughing. Some were clapping, some were whistling. One even said, "The big one has come to tie the bell." The next night, all the mice sat down again with their heads together. This time, an old mouse told the trick. "My friends, there is a blessing in agreement, isn't there? Therefore, as soon as the cat comes, we will all attack it together. Kill it well. By doing this, the cat will be afraid of us and will not dare to hunt us again." All the mice were happy and started waiting for the cat. As soon as the cat came, everyone attacked. Some grabbed its leg and started biting it, some its tail, some its back. As the cat pushed hard, its tail and paws snapped. One mouse fell far away, and the other's claws came out. When the other mice saw the situation, they stampeded, and they all ran towards the cat. The cat happily caught a large mouse and started walking. All the mice cursed each other, called each other cowards and timid, then sat down with their heads together. They started thinking. A small mouse spoke up. "I have come up with a very good idea. That is to spread glue on the ground and put a piece of meat in it. When the cat comes to get the piece of meat, its feet will stick because of the glue. Then it will be unable to move, and thus we will tie the bell around its neck." Now the mice happily spread the glue on the ground, held the bell in their hands, and started waiting for the cat. The cat came, seeing a big piece of red meat. Its jaws opened, it jumped on it quickly, but what happened? Its feet kept sinking into the swamp of glue. As she tried to get out, her body got more and more stuck in the glue. When the mice saw this incident, They raised slogans in a loud voice. The little mouse jumped onto the cat's back and tied a bell around its neck. For a long time, the mice kept shouting slogans in favor of the little one, celebrating his salvation and making fun of the cat. And from that moment on, the mice were not afraid of the cat. They knew the cat was coming from afar, because the bell tied around its neck kept ringing, and they immediately hid in their burrows.